Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back in the studio again with another great episode for you. And you already know who with me. I got your boy, Mr.
1-3. Back at it again, and I'm excited for today's episode, bro.
Bro, I'm feeling good too, man. It should be a good episode. We got a very special guest in the house, and also the sponsor for today's episode. And if you haven't heard the man before, you gonna hear him again, Mr. TzMac Production. Tz, welcome to today's episode, brother. How we doing today?
What's up? How y'all doing? We good?
Yeah, man, we doing good, bro. How everything been going with you?
Oh, man, it's been a blessing, man. It's a lot of positive movement going forward, and yeah, just thankful opportunity to be here. Thank you guys for having me again, and yeah, I'm ready to get to it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, I'm ready for it, bro. I feel we got another good episode coming for you guys today. Everything good? Yeah. Okay, we got a great episode coming for you guys today, and for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna call this Tz Downloads, because Tz is one of the most inspirational people in my life. He drops so much knowledge all the time, and I just want to hear what bro's got to say, man. So I'm kind of just going to pass the mic and let Tz just run with it. We're going to just run with him and flow with him today, and really just learn what he got to say. So Tz, man, what you got for us today, brother? I know you got something deep for me.
Man, you know what? I was thinking about it, right? Because
I know it's a lot of pressure, my bad. I know it's a lot of pressure.
Nah, it's all good. You called me a couple of days ago, and I started thinking, like, man, what am I thinking about lately? Because you get caught up in your thoughts sometimes, right? Like whether you're thinking about your job or your significant other, your kid. I got two boys, so I think about their well-being. One of my boys just started kindergarten, so it's just it's crazy to just kind of think about where we are now. And so I was thinking, like, well, time.
Time, I like it.
Like, what is time? Like you ever thought about what time is?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I always think of time as like the moment, I guess, or the moment I'm in, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, I never really thought about what time is. Now I think about it.
Yeah, it's it's something that we all kind of agree to, right? Like we have, days of the week. We know, there's 7 days of the week. There's 12 months in a year, right? There's all of these different parameters of like what we accept as time. Like we're in year 2022. AD, right? Or ADE.
AD.
So what does AD mean?
Right.
After death.
After
death. After the death of who?
Jesus Christ.
So our whole time structure is based off of one man.
Deep.
I did not expect you to take this direction at all, bro.
And it's like we all agreed upon that at some point.
Yeah.
Everyone agreed to be like, yo, this is the time we're using.
Because it is what it is.
Yeah. It is what it is. Like, the only way that, so before, like AD per se, right? Like, we could speculate to like what our ancestors used to do, but essentially the stars were in the air, right? So based on the knowledge of the stars and the constellations and like what area a certain star or a certain planet was in within a given certain period, that's how they knew, when to plant certain crops or what season it was.
Right.
All that, right? So, but before you like define it as, this is time, like what would you even call it?
Right.
Like there's no name for time. Like what other name is there for time?
No, there's nothing to replace. I'm sitting here thinking like the most you can call it is just life. Like as in like, oh, this is just what we do, son.
I was thinking, I don't know, for some reason the word passage came to me, but it's like passage of life, passage of, I mean, it's hard to use. It's hard to explain it without using the word time, but passage of time, passage of the days, passage of just the seasons and things like that, just the passing.
So, but I agree with that. I guess what I would say is like, what happens when we start thinking about the past, right?
Right.
So that was a passage, right? Because it was in the past.
Yeah.
But it's like not passing because it already passed.
Because it's not current anymore.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Like it already happened.
So how do you encapsulate it as a whole? Like, what is the time as a whole as the past, present, and future?
No, exactly. Like that's what I've been thinking about. It's like those are the questions that I've been asking myself because you know, we think about, you know, we have memories, right?
Yeah.
You know, Adrian, that's my brother. You're my brother too. You know what I mean? But like what happens is we come from certain period and we can remember stuff. Like I remember the time like I put Adrian in a figure 4 and like broke his ankle. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no, don't cry. Hey,
I hella limped out the house.
Yeah, he was tough. For sure. But no, that ankle was snapped, bro. You know what I mean? You know, for sure. So, you know, but either way, it's like we have these memories, right?
Yeah.
And so there's different attachments to them. So like at the time that happened, I was scared, right? Because I'm like, fuck, I heard some shit pop. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
So, like, we were playing. So, like, I'm just, you know, I watch fucking wrestling, right? I watched Ric Flair and Bret Hart. And, you know, that was at that time, that was how the early 90s was. You know, that was before Stone Cold and all that. That was like, we had Bret Hart, the sharpshooter, and all that. But either way, you know, these are different things that we go through, right? And so that moment is really only defined on like how we subjectively look at it.
Right.
You know, and so you could say in that time my consciousness would say once again this is scary, but at this time it's a lot. Yeah, exactly. You laugh at it, right? Mm-hmm. So because I've like changed my perspective on how I look at it, it almost seems like it changed how it happened.
Right.
Fair. Yeah. So then, why does that happen? Like, what is... If we were to look at this moment right now... Well, okay, so, like, pose it, like, as a... Time is a objective... It's the objective events inside a certain situation.
So it can definitely be objective, but it can also be subjective, right?
Fair. Would that be the context of what you put it in though?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but it always exists in both contexts.
Fair.
Right.
Exists at the same time.
Yeah.
That's deep. So the reason this is hitting me pretty hard is, have you guys watched Men in Black 3 yet?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watched Men in Black 3? I'm sure you're gonna love this part then. So you remember that little
the fifth dimensional?
Yeah, the fifth dimensional
alien,
creature they had to go meet, and it was so cold, bro. So like so for example, Donovan, like real talk, it was a scene where Will first meets him, whatever, and like the dude is in here, oh my gosh, I love this party. Hey, nice to meet you, Will. You know, and then he'll ask him a question, and then like the question was like, did you drink chocolate milk this morning? And he was like, oh yeah, I did. Oh shit, we're in this timeline. Like, so he's like, but he's in all the timelines at once. So like, he has to be asked questions. He's asking things to figure out where he is in time. And then like, it's times where he's like, yeah, you know, he's either gonna be here in 5 minutes or he's gonna kick in the door within 2 seconds to kill us all. And then he'll look at the door. Okay, we're not in that timeline, thank God. But it was just like deep, the idea of him being in multiple timelines at the same time. And then he was like, well, taking we're in the past, the present, and the future. Yeah. Because then he went to the baseball stadium and it was empty, but he was sitting there cheering. And they're like, what are you cheering at? And they was like, come step up. And the second he touched him, he's in the future watching the game play out. You know what I'm saying? Like one of his favorite moments in history type deal. And it was deep, like how he was just in one time, but in all times. It was
At
crazy.
the same time,
yeah. It kind of almost reminds me of Interstellar. When they went inside the black hole too, like it was just an array of different moments within time for existence, and he was kind of like traversing it through to kind of give her the clue that happened in the past for him, but it's all happening at the same time while he's in that black hole.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
So that's what I think about, you know. So, you know, Einstein gave us the theory of relativity, right, which basically kind of explains space-time, right? He says that space-time is like one box, let's say, and that particular box is like you can move through it. You know what I mean? It's a continuum. You know, so it's a timeline essentially. So you know, like, you know, I can't say I do or don't believe in the Big Bang Theory or stuff and things of that nature, but what I, you know, just based on some of these guys' research, it just seems like, you know, if something started, right, if it has a start and it has an end, what's like in the middle of all of it, right? What's encompassing all of it? So, in other words, you know, think about a movie, let's say, right? Like you're watching a movie. You start at the beginning of the movie, but the ending is already there.
Right.
Okay.
You can fast forward and go watch it, yeah.
I can start at the end if I wanted to and like jump around to different parts, right? Or I can fast forward it, right? I can, you know, rewind, whatever it is. I mean, I can't rewind beyond the beginning because the beginning is the
start.
The start. And there's always an end to it, right? So to me, you know, it's almost like, you know, you think about the dimension of time. So time is a dimension, right? From what I've been kind of studying and researching and looking and investigating, and it's in a dimension that we can only perceive based on how we view a certain topic or certain
life
event.
In general.
Exactly,
like,
event. Like so we have these different pictures of events, right? So you gotta think of the events that happen in our life as the separate frames or scenes of the said movie, right? So those scenes are kind of already planted there. So that would almost explain like deja vu, right? Like we've all had the feeling of deja vu.
It's like I've seen this movie already.
Yeah, it's like I have a feeling like this happened already. You know what I mean? Like you step into that spot, it's like, whoa, like I've already been here or something, right? So that feeling that you get is like almost proof that like the movie has already been played out, so to speak. But
why does that happen though? Like, or have you ever been thinking about that too? Like,
well, because you know, we talk about, once again, like just to kind of keep it based on the time-centric thing. Everything that we talk about is based on a time, right? Like we had to meet here at a certain time. We agreed to meet here at 7 o'clock, let's say, right? You know, you might work 5 days a week and have 2 days off.
Right.
Like everything is based on your time, right? And so, you know, it's really, like people say, it's the most valuable thing you have. And, you know, some people say, you know, the past is the past, is not here, and the future is not here yet either. So the present is a gift. You know, there's all sorts of quotes and things of that nature. You know, once again, we base our particular timeline on a person or an entity that was here, that passed away. But, you know, to me, like I just think about like, why is that, right? Like so in other words, like, you know, the Mayans have their own calendar, right? The Chinese have their own calendar. So there's different cultures that portray time differently, and they may use different mechanisms or whatnot, but yeah. So I mean, I don't know. To me, it's just kind of, you know, interesting to think about,
right,
in that aspect.
Yeah, no, I feel where you're coming from on that one, because you know, I kind of had the same thought recently of, am I really making this choice, or is this choice, does my movie already know that I'm going to make this choice right now?
Yeah.
Or am I mixing it up with the choice that I made just now? You know what I'm saying? Or was this like you said, was this one of the climax scenes of my movie, me making this choice? You know, how big did this affect my movie? And I think it kind of made me think too, because I think a while ago you told me about and that's kind of what Man in Black said a little bit. He's like, all the timelines are existing right now, but the one that you're in determines on the choices you make to which turn you're going to take, pretty much. So it's like you're always walking to the crossroads. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, A or B. I'm I'm going B. Now I'm gonna still my tour, still my timeline, you know. But now the alternate universe went off, or the Avengers Endgame. You know what I'm saying? When they removed the stone, and she was like, "Oh, now you create a whole new timeline, because now this timeline is gonna exist without the stone." Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like you play it all out. So
that's what I was thinking. Like in terms of comparative to that creature you're talking about, it's like, okay, well, his experience is that he's living every single possible timeline from everybody's choice and his choice, I guess, effectively at the same time.
Man, at the same, real talk. And his choice played a part too. Real talk, he said that, yes.
So then to think of like us as the humans, or the, you know, the beings that traverse through it, it's like, okay, well, we still have access to all of those timelines. It's literally living in the present and making the choice of anything that you do
to get to that timeline.
And I think that's part of the reason why, like, you know, there's so much media out there saying, oh, the past doesn't matter, it's not here, the future isn't here neither, so live in the present, because that's when you get to control which timeline you want to go to in the first place.
Like you say, you're directing your timeline as of right now.
So control the moment, I guess, or make best of what the moment it is.
Right.
You know?
And you know, and once again, you know, time wouldn't even exist unless we agreed upon it.
Yeah, we all agreed on the same thing, you know.
Yeah, we have to agree on that, and that's a part of our, you know, electromagnetic connection that we have to each other, and you know, so in other words, like, you know, so us three are in this room, right? You know, we chose to be here at this particular time. So before we even got here, we, you know, put the probability that this would happen out there, right? And it was able to happen.
Even from the thought, though.
Yeah, exactly. So consciousness, right? So the consciousness of it was first. The thought of it is first, and then, you know, that's what like manifested it, right? So that's when you start, you know, once again. So I guess it does kind of tie into free will, so to speak, right? Because you think like, well, like you said, are you making this choice on your own, or is something like telling you to do this? You know what I mean?
It's already pre-made.
It's already pre-made, yeah. So yeah, that it's, you know, it's kind of weird, because even, you know, even when you think about your emotions, right?
Right.
So emotion is an emotion, energy in motion, right? So so it takes time for a specific emotion to kind of play out, right?
Deep. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Emotion, you gotta let it play out. That makes sense. Okay. That's your emo, and that's John Maxwell said it best. Let your emotions emo.
Yeah.
You know, but I never understood it until just now. Like, let them move, let them do what they do.
It has to pass. You know what I mean? So like, you have a start of an emotion because of a not even a predetermined, but just a circumstantial thought that you've had, right? Or a circumstantial experience that you've had. That gives you a feeling about things, and that's why you like use your feelings, right? It's almost like in order to protect yourself, right? It's like an ego. That's what we call the ego, right? Yeah, we have to protect ourselves because we may have gone through certain experiences, and because somebody said a certain thing about us, like, you know, you could be talking about my mama and shit. My mama could have died or something, you know, or something could have happened that could trigger me, but you not knowing that in your world or your perspective, people are just kind of spouting off, you know. So that, I think that's kind of like the problem with the whole online society right now too, right? You know what I mean? Because people have a digital face or a virtual face, so they feel like they can say whatever they want to say. So this is how they feel. These are how these people really feel. So because they have that ego, which is their virtual avatar, right? They're able to like hide behind that and be themselves, really. So I mean, you know, to me, it's like the idea of a metaverse, and you know, we talk about the future and what that holds and stuff, but I think, to be honest, like, it's already here. It's already been here.
It's already been here.
I just posted something the other day, and I was like, yo, have y'all ever seen Altered Carbon?
Yeah, I seen the first season. I didn't see the second season.
Second season's cool. Check it out too. But
I gotta watch it.
Altered Carbon, like, I made a post last night. I was like, or the other night, and I was like, yo, I already feel like the world of Altered Carbon is already here.
Yeah.
Because like I just remember there was this one scene where he's just walking through what the world is at that point in time, and it's just like because they're able to transfer their consciousness into production made bodies. It's like now the bodies can kind of have like a whole augmented function. So there's literally just ads just seen through the eyes everywhere as he's walking through this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, you just gotta see different personalities, different arts, all just everything out there. And I was just scrolling through Instagram and I'm like, yo, I keep getting flashes of literally being in that point in time already.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're already there. Yeah. We've been there. You know what I mean? Like I remember in 2003 when I played Madden online for the first time. And like I knew that I was playing another guy from wherever it was, right? I remember playing this dude from Alabama, Georgia, or no, I think it was Alabama, or something like that. It was some weird country name, but he was saying he had 12 kids and all this stuff. Like I didn't know if he was serious or not. Yeah. He sounded genuine to me, but it was just the idea of it, like that I'm talking to a guy, from across the states, and we're playing the same Madden game. You know what I mean? And our consciousness is here. Like I literally didn't go to school for like 3 weeks. Like I had to go see the counselor after that. Literally, like, oh Triv, you need to go to school or you're not gonna graduate. So like, or you need to graduate early or you're not gonna graduate. So, that's a whole other story. But either way, like, so that kind of brings me back to the whole time thing, right? So I remember that point in time in my life, but like when you're playing the game,
I'm sorry, go ahead. I got hit with like a deep epiphany. So,
go ahead.
So it just kind of hit me because so what you said earlier, we was talking about this playing Apex earlier, of how, sometimes we play, we having a great time, it's a great games, you have cool teammates, and it's like, damn, I'm vibing with this guy. I'm loving this alternate world right now, or this, whatever experience going through, but then sometimes you say you run into somebody who's just like I said, I played against this one girl. She's just talking shit. Yeah, you fucking suck. Yeah, I hate you. And I'm saying in the back of my mind, like one, you're not doing the best on the game either, and like you got 1,000 kills, and then two, why are you going so hard right now? Like, why are you so? But then, like you said, they're showing their true self in a world where they have this barrier in front of them. They can't get no backlash, really. Nobody truly knows their fake name and stuff. Yeah. And then it kind of relates back to the time, because then the time thing was deep, because it's like we all agreed at this time, right? Mm-hmm. We all agreed at this time. The whole state of Nevada agrees that it's fucking 8 o'clock right now, whatever the hell time it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The whole West Coast, the whole United States has agreed that New York is 3 hours ahead of Nevada. You know what I'm saying? We all agree that. But then when we jump into the virtual world, we all agree that we're all playing Apex at this time. Yeah. Whoever's in this 60-player match with me, we're all agreeing at the same time to run amok and shoot and kill and whatever. We don't know what time it is, they world, but
and that's the thing, because that's where it kind of breaks into the array of fucking timelines that already exist.
Exactly. We're in their own timeline.
Yeah, like they're 3 hours ahead objectively because we decided this shit. Okay, they're ahead 6 hours, whatever, 2 hours. Oh, they're behind 2 hours or some shit.
6 hours.
But at this specific particular moment in time, bro, we're all playing the game at the same time.
At the same time.
Come on, man.
In this fake universe with the sun out and everything.
That's crazy. Come on, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, the greatness of it.
Come on, man. All right, so come on, man.
What else you got, bro?
Yeah.
No, so I'm gonna hit you with another one, right? So I think about how I got here, right? Like, as far as to where we're recording this podcast, right? So it took me, let's say, 30 minutes, right? I got in my car, I drove here in the vehicle, and it took 30 minutes to get here, right? I stopped by the store, got some beer or whatever, seen some shit at the store. Yeah. So you're like, oh, okay, this is cool, whatever. And then, boom, I'm here. So, like, is that not time travel?
No, deadass. So check, right?
Wait, time out.
Okay, so look, right? Look. It took him 30 minutes to get here. To have this podcast right now, right?
That already happened.
Yes, but within his experience of traveling here, he had his own time bubble that he was experiencing because that's only that he can only experience.
Nah, bro, I ain't gonna lie.
We're traveling here through space, through time and space.
No, I agree with you. I agree. I used to say that all the time driving through Reno. Like, my favorite song was, damn, I'm starting to see spaceships on Bankhead. Because he was something like talking about I'm jumping in my spaceship. And I was like, this car is my spaceship. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's really having me travel to do whatever time. I don't feel nothing. I don't feel the G-force of the road of going 100 miles per hour
you're in
and the dust.
Nice seat.
Nice comfortable seat. Don't even fuck
Lean
I'm traveling
back,
through
got
time.
your music.
Damn near falling asleep. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
Like, traveling through time.
Yo, so go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, so even just experiencing a moment. So I took this substance like a while back, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna get explicit with that, but on my first time, we went to the park, and then they had the merry-go-rounds, and I haven't seen that shit forever. So it was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's hop on it and just ride in it.
Right.
But during that experience that I was going through, I sat in and they were spinning it, and it's just like, yo, like they're out there on a different time, low key. Not experiencing what I'm experiencing, and I'm just experiencing this whole bubble. My homie hops in. Now he entered my timeline of my experience. And then he's like, oh, you get it now, right? And I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
That's real.
There's different timelines of things happening at the same time, but the array of experiences that go on is like a whole separate time. There's like bubbles of timelines within them.
Yes.
So,
from
the thoughts to your actions to your experience within the bubble of your space at any given moment.
Okay.
Within the timeline of everything else in the universe.
Okay. So now I got hit with something I just want to throw out there now.
Okay.
So now I just want to talk about then what is quote unquote perfect timing, or my fault, not even perfect timing, but I guess irony of timing or the timing of irony. I don't know if that makes sense. What I'm trying to ask, but it's like, for example, the example I want to make up to use right now is just recently at work, something weird happened to where everybody has to be in the office, nobody can work from home for a week. Ironically, this is the first month out of the last 4 months that I put my hair appointment on a Saturday. I used to do it on Tuesday because I work from home on Tuesday. On my lunch break, I'll go get my hair cut. This is the first, and something I could have did on Tuesday, and I wanted to, but I was like, nah, let's do it on Saturday. And I did it on Saturday, and it was just like, 3 days later, I get the news that I can't work from home Tuesday anyway. And it's just like, I don't know. I'm trying to understand what that is. Like, I guess like that's been something in my mind recently, and something that's telling me to bring it up right now.
Because it's not like something happened to make you make that decision in the first place, and then everything outside just aligned itself for some reason.
And then that's what it felt like. I was trying to be aligned. And something was like, no, like I wanted to do Tuesday. Something was my natural instinct was Tuesday, but something was telling me don't do Tuesday. Yeah. You're like, I felt like I was pushing myself to do. Even when I hit Tuesday, my phone started slowing down, type shit. But then Saturday, gone, and it was like, okay, whatever, I'm doing Saturday. But I don't know, and I guess I'm just curious on like, what would that be in your eyes? Would that be my movie trying to line me up correctly to where I was supposed to be at in this time? Or I don't know.
That's deep.
No. That's a deep one, man. I think shit. I don't know, man. I'm almost speechless on that because I have the same thoughts sometimes, or like it's like your gut feeling, right? Like what's your gut versus like what's your mental capacity versus like what's your heart telling you to do, right? Because like you may. Just to kind of bring back to the whole time principle, right? Like you do something that's coming from your heart, and like like time might be going by so fast, but because you're just in that moment having fun and in that space,
you lose track of time.
It just goes by. You know what I mean? So like you don't even know, like even something as simple as like playing a video game or something, playing Apex or whatever it is. It's like
I feel like well, here's just like a slight theory. Because, okay, we all have that. We all have this ability to create an action, but like it low-key affects the world around us at the same time, kind of like just like a wave. And I was just wondering, okay, did something happen around that time you were deciding to schedule your appointment from somewhere else, just like a wave?
And that's what it could have been.
Like,
it could have been something like that.
Pushing you in, like it's affecting you in a way that you could feel, I guess, through your gut, and then that gut poses the decision of a crossroad. And then
something
you
like
gotta,
that.
or yeah, when you're met with the crossroad, your gut picks up on like what's probably the best decision.
And that's why I was thinking. I was kind of like get the thought of like, was it my gut knew what time I'm in? Like you said, my gut knew what time I'm in my. Let's say like, I'm gonna keep telling with the movie. In my movie, and it was like, nah, in this time you have to bump to the right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Something like
it's like you got a director or something.
A director,
you,
like, something like,
Yeah, no, not this time, motherfucker. And you're like, wait, why? Like
that
all
was,
right, well, and then like so you even try to put it in, and the force is telling you no.
The force, exactly. Yeah. The force, yeah.
So here's the thing, right? It's kind of like a sidebar to a degree off of that, but so like you kind of understand there's like a good energy and a bad energy, or they kind of just balance itself out. It's like the yin yang. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But like there's times where you're posed with the situation and the nudge for either the positive or the negative side is stronger.
Yep.
To you. Mm. So what kind of makes that? What defines how much it pushes, or I guess how much of us? What type of? You know what I mean? Like what decides the push?
Right.
Because like you have the free will. You still have free will at the end of the day. Like even though it's a movie that's kind of playing out, but it's playing out in real time.
It's like you're in that interactive movie now.
Yeah. So, but what's the force that's pushing you to either side?
Exactly. Because a lot of times you feel like it's not your own. You know, like especially like let's say I'm on IG or TikTok for 2 hours a day. Let's say. You know, that's fucking basically 2,000 videos that you watch.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the average videos that we all watch every day. You know what I mean? It's 2,000.
That's sad.
That crazy, right?
It's crazy how that number probably jumped up within the last.
Yeah, it's probably more than that now. You know what I mean? I might be being modest, but that's what it was. You know, let's say last year. But yeah, either way, it's there's a lot of attention that gets drawn and gets taken from us, let's say. And so, you know, like we all might be watching a video, like, so let's say your favorite creator drops a video and, you know, within 4 hours that video gets 1 million views or something, right? Like it goes viral, right? Like they put it out, it goes viral. Like there's countless of viral videos out there, and people get famous overnight, right? They got news interviews and whatever the case may be. But you know, once again, it's just crazy because like if we're tuned into that world, if we have our attention into that world, let's say, are we really like influencing our own world with that? Or are we making, like you said, with our free will, can we even like have the capacity to make our own decision?
So it's kind of like, are you in the correct position? Are you in the correct position to make the decision that affects your real world, as opposed to, I guess, naturally today, the world for that, which is kind of like a facade in a sense. Do you get the cues for how to progress your life, or are you getting the cues to keep indulging in this other life, in a sense? The not reality, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, no, I think I understand. You know, like you said, it's probably a little sidebar, but yeah, like I said, I feel that social media part could affect the way people act towards certain situations where they probably wouldn't have originally act that way before.
Right.
You
without
know,
those experiences with those vision.
Exactly, because they get all these negative visions of a dude cussing a girl out, so I'm gonna cuss this girl out now, or who the fuck knows on social media nowadays? I'm over it now.
Everything.
But and I feel that does affect how they react to certain things. Definitely if you can probably been watching something ratchet and somebody come over there and ask you a question, it's kind of crazy, and you might snap. Because you probably feeling that ratchet vibe right now. Ooh, I wish a bitch would. I want to cut somebody out. And then
come on, man.
I feel like music does the same thing. I'm sure there's a lot of people that's probably been in dumbass road rages because as they drive, they listen to the most hardest. Who knows? The hardest gangster rapping. I'm running to go whoop whoop. And I feel that what you planned at that time can really affect you. You know what I'm saying? Like no question.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I feel it at times too. You know what I'm saying? Shit, at work sometimes I play. What was I playing today? I switched 3 stations in the first hour at work because I just wasn't feeling it, and finally the last station started making me want to dance. So I was like, okay, cool, let's do. We can work with this. And I'm working better now. I feel the day. I woke up. I started to wake up now and stuff. And it's like, that's just. It's crazy the power of music for sure. I love it. Or influence, yeah.
No, absolutely. No, like you said. So we got. Like I said, all these different influences that happen and experiences that happen over time, right?
Over time,
from us being in different places or tuned into different things. So, I think it's, really about taking your time and taking it back.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
You gotta take your time back.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think taking your time back is like well needed. I feel we throw a lot of time wasted and we don't even know where we're putting our time at. Like money, low key.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So if we all agree there's 24 hours in the day, like what are what are we all doing in our 24 hours?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's getting to the point now where, a lot of us can't even drive without being on the phone.
Man. You can't drive without every
whether
stop.
Whether you're playing a video game or you're
Yeah.
just like scrolling on whatever platform you're on. And so, they did a statistic the other day, and basically 92% of teens from age 13 to 17 are online in some capacity every day, and they said over 60% of them are on there constantly. They're like literally online. So you talk about the games like Roblox. You know what I mean? There's 54 million users a month.
All kids usually.
Yeah, and they're buying merchandise. People are getting rich off of that.
Yeah. Bro, Apex got a whole tournament, ALS.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, this free to download game is getting people jobs right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
People
got like real life jobs off of this stuff. So so that tells you, where the attention is, and when you start talking about metaverse and like once again the timing of everything and the attention, we have to pay attention because the technology, there's a technology curve.
Yes.
There's a technology curve, and there's the law of exponential change.
Right.
So in other words, because of the nature of time, right? Like we can look at a clock and it's gonna rotate and tell us the seconds and minutes or whatever. You might have a iWatch or whatever it is, You
see it ticking.
Yeah, and see whatever it is. But your phone will always tell you got a stopwatch on there. But so when we're talking about the technology curve, right? And the exponential growth curve, like the way we think about things, because of the nature of time and because of the nature of like it rotating, we think that time is linear.
Right.
So in other words, like we think like, let's say you get $1 a day every day for 60 days, right? At the end of the 60 days, you would get $60, right? But that's not how technology works per se. Like it's starting to. So in other words, when I graduated high school, right, in 2004, let's say, I had a cell phone. It wasn't color. It was barely,
Green screen,
whatever it
black
was.
dots, yeah.
I had a car before I had a cell phone, right?
Right.
And so now my phone is like almost as powerful or more powerful than my computer.
Right.
You know? And like my phone is a computer. I can do whatever I want. It has GPS. It has
anything.
10 megapixel camera. It has all these different things, right? And so that's all in the span of, let's say, 20 years, right? And that's because, it doubles. Like the speed of processing, doubles versus just going one by one, right? So, if we don't necessarily get on that other side of the curve and think about, what that potential could be, or have access to what we need in that sense per se. So like, if you don't have the internet, then it's like, how could you even be involved in these different opportunities where people are putting their attention, right? So, because like we know, there's over 300 million people in America. So, everyone has a different circumstance in the way that they live. And, you have your elites and you have your have-nots. A lot of people are have-nots, to be honest, you know what I mean? And when you look at the scope of it. But, you just think about, where... if you're not ahead of that curve, then you're gonna be behind it
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Not
if you're
up to
behind,
time.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, you
always
got,
late.
So in other words, it's like I remember when Facebook was cool, like in 2005, let's say, right? You know what I mean? Like that's when it was like, oh man, I'm in college, like. You can only be in college and have Facebook or whatever. So that's like MySpace was still around and shit like that, right? So then, after a few years, they open up to the public and then everyone can log on. But at that point, it was already kind of old. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, we were on it just because it was something that was like growing, but like people are kind of like on to the next thing, on to the next wave, right? So there's a lot of young people say Facebook is dead. They won't even use Facebook at all. You know what I mean? Like they're on Snapchat, maybe Twitter,
Instagram,
YouTube. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is
TikTok,
number one,
whatever
but
it is,
TikTok, exactly. But yeah, that's like where they're at, right? So as an advertiser, you think about that and you got all these corporations, right? You got a whole Fortune 500 and NASDAQ. You got a whole stock market, right, of different companies that are looking for people's attention. And essentially, it's a your time once again is precious, and these people will take your time away from you.
Yeah.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
With everything.
Yeah,
else.
for sure. Yeah, absolutely. If I spend once again, like I said, if I spend 3-4 hours on IG or on one of these platforms, now I'm being influenced. You have influencers now, right? You have these people dictating what you do, and like you said, if you have a couple good viral videos, now somebody will pay to sponsor a video of you. So before you even go on there, there's a different sponsor that paid anywhere from $5K to $20K or more. You know what I mean? When you start getting to the big names like Kim K and all that, they get $300,000, $500,000 for one post. You know what I mean? So,
Just to wear the shirt and shit.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so you start thinking about star power, right? And so these people are stars, and you look up to the stars.
Yo, wait.
Yeah, sure.
Yo. Quick comment. Nigga, like, when God said don't look up to the stars to find your visions and shit like that, bro, why are we looking at niggas that don't live our lives?
Come on, man.
Bro, like, we take my time back, bro. Like,
give me my time back.
Yeah.
Come on.
For real, bro.
I'm getting debated every day by that.
Bro, I was telling y'all today, I was trying to learn something today, and I kept getting that every time I pause fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
The second I press play, ad. I'm like, you irking me right now. Like, you irking me. That's why I'm with Audible. I'm trying to stay away from you.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you know who keep taking my time? Apex take my time. Yeah, it's when I go on YouTube, there's the first video that I see, I can probably go right now. I bet you a dub. It's a 30-second video of some dumbass clip of somebody doing something that's probably irrelevant to the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody doing a 360 peacekeeper shoot, whatever. It's probably cold, but it's like they're going 30 seconds of my life gone where I could have been actually looking at the birds or walking or something like that. Because you know what? When I'm actually enjoying life, when I'm not looking at this shit, time slows down.
It does.
You know what I'm saying?
Like a motherfucker.
Yeah. When you let some of this stuff go, it's crazy how time really slows down and you enjoy every moment. You know, like
that's funny you said that because that's kind of like what I was gonna get at too is leisure, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like what is leisure? Like we want to achieve financial freedom,
right?
So we can really have leisure time.
Yeah, to do
time for ourselves.
Right.
And so instead of going to work for 40 hours a week or for 50 hours or however many hours, you know, you have time to do what you want to do, right? And the means to do what you want to do. So once again, like you said, when you take your time to like find that peace within yourself, and find that whatever gives you leisure and stuff, and almost, and to be honest, peace with doing nothing.
Yeah.
Just do nothing. Just sit for an hour and not do anything.
If you do that, you're timeless.
Come on now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you're living so far within the moment that it's not. What you're experiencing is just, it could last however long you want to.
Yeah.
Like
nothing.
Real talk. I want to that a 30-minute nap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How long does a 30-minute nap feel sometimes?
It be feeling like 2 hours.
Man, if you really,
like 10 minutes.
if you really close your eyes with the moment of I'm just gonna rest my eyes for 30 minutes, I'm no distractions, nothing like that.
No.
That 30-minute nap feel like 4 hours. And you be like, damn, hold on, that was only 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I still got 2 minutes to spare. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to a different time. You know? Like, yeah. Sorry.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
No, exactly. So, you know, once again, like you said, we're talking about, you know, meditation, right? And these different practices that we've learned from different cultures, right? We had Yogananda come to America to show people what yoga is, and so now, you know, you got a lot of people have yoga studios and just relaxations and doing different poses and stretches and really just breathing, right? Breathing exercises.
Being present.
Because, you know, once again, like the breath, like, so, you know, when we breathe, that's even in sync with time, more or less, right? Like I said, the more we can control our breathing, the more we can control the time.
How we use the time. How we experience the time.
How we experience the time. That's what how we experience the time. Yes.
Because like I mean, when you get anxious, it's like, yo, if you can get a place to where you can catch your breath and just get to peace for a second. Take that time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to take it back, man. So yeah, I think that's, you know, that's something I've really been thinking about and really wanna. I mean, there's other things that I like look at. There's all kinds of stuff. Like, you know, I know we were talking about CERN the other day, and you know, you got particle colliders and stuff. And, you know, all I can think about is like, you know, watching The Flash, right? The Flash episodes on CW or whatever, and he's got the speed tunnel under the ground, and like he runs so fast he like runs back in time and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like he starts changing timelines, and so, you know,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, right? So that's kind of a depiction of it. There's some other like movies and stuff I've seen, for sure. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Oh yeah, I still need to watch that.
Oh man, that's such a good one, because yeah, that starts to put things in perspective as far as all these different dimensions and places in time that you could be, right? So, it's like you're kind of talking about before. It's like there's all these different timelines that have kind of branched off because of one choice, right? You make a choice, and that makes another timeline essentially, right? Because there's something that you maybe should have did, quote unquote, but then you do something else, and so now that creates a whole different path for you, right? And so, once again, it's the feelings and the emotions that we portray in the present moment, right? So to me, it's more about just because everyone always tell you be in the present is a gift, but how do you be in the present, right? So being in the present for us as human beings and electromagnetic beings, we have to feel it out, right?
Yeah.
So and the crazy part is not to get too deep, but we can quote unquote feel it out by only based off the parameters of what we can receive essentially, right? So for instance, your eyes can only see within a certain frequency band, right? Your ears hear,
come and pick up
exactly, within 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, let's say, is what your ears will perceive. And so there's these different receptors that we have within our brain, within our physical species, right? Which almost in a sense is like a computer for all of us, right? It's like we're down there like robots in a sense, where we're able to be programmed.
Right.
So, it's called, anyone knows it's called programming, right? Radio programming or radio direct TV program, let's watch this program, so what is that?
Program,
so that's a way of thought. So if you watch, a bunch of episodes of Martin growing up, you might have a
goofy.
Yeah, exactly. But so you know what I mean? So if you watch Independence Day, a lot of times, you might think there's UFOs out there. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you've experienced is what your life is. But guess what? There's all these other experiences are out there too, right? But kind of to your point, what you're saying earlier, it's we're all within our own space and we're gods within our own consciousness, right? But the all is one and the one is all.
Right.
So because we're here, we're able to draw attention to ourselves based on what we think.
Right.
With pure consciousness, you know what I mean? I can think yo, I'm gonna go and do jumping jacks in the middle of the road and see how many people take a picture.
Right.
Or you could just really sit there. Somebody might come near your house, knock on your door or something, or once again, you might make an agreement to do a show or to, go to work or to, be with your kids or be with your wife or whatever it is. There's all kinds of choices that we can make at any given time, right? But once again, I would. I've been just trying to get to the point to where I can experience leisure and experience, peace within myself and peace around the world, So instead of praying for happiness per se, I want to pray for peace. Because peace within everything at one particular moment in time, all the time, to me that almost alters the timeline, so to speak, right? Just to keep using that analogy, and it allows us to be in sync, right, with the best version of the movie that we have out there,
or that you want to be in.
Yeah, exactly. So, like you said, so there's a lot of different versions of So which one are you conscious of in the particular moment?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, which one are you? You know, like if you want to be, you know, the best tap dancer in the world, let's say, right? You can think about being it. You can put in the work and do it. It might take you 2 months. It might take you 20 years. You know, it might take you 50 years. But it's really all relative to how big you want to be in your own mind.
Right.
You know, it's all subjective. You know what I mean? It's all like I can't make any goals for you, or you can't make any goals for me. You know, I can once again, you can like be logged in to this World Wide Web, right, and get caught up
Right.
in the keeping up with the Joneses, like you said, or just that whole, you know, I need to be a certain type of way. Like if I don't have, you know, if I don't have a Benz, or if I don't have this, or if I don't have a house, and now I'm not shit. You know, it's like, you know, there's a lot of doubt. Yeah, that's not you. Yeah, for sure. But I think, you know, I guess like my last thought about it would be like, we just have to give ourselves a chance to be ahead and to, you know, understand certain systems to allow us to get to different destinations. So you have to pick the destination, right? So to kind of like for me to kind of wrap it up, like once again with the whole car as a time travel device, right? It's like you can, you know, I can get in my car and drive here and it takes me 30 minutes, right? Or if I tried to walk here, right? How long would it take me to walk here? Probably 4 hours.
Yeah, low key.
3 hours. Like for sure, it's like fucking like 20 miles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yo, even if I was doing a mile every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
It'll
about
take
like,
you a minute though.
Yeah.
That's if you running full.
That's
speed.
not if I'm running. You know what I mean? So, like, no, that's probably a mile every 15 minutes. You know, 20 miles is like do the math. You know, so I just think once again, like we have to be able to have the opportunity to get above the curve,
right?
To give ourselves more time and a chance to be a part of something that's peaceful, right? And because I don't even want to say greater than, right? Because like that's all subjective. It's all subjective. So within peace with myself and know like, okay, this is what I want to do. You know, if I want to, you know, do this line of work and get up and be able to play disc golf and be able to play with my kids and, you know, have a nice place to live. You know, that's success to me. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's your level of success? You know, so I know we were talking about that book with The Millionaire Next Door.
Yeah, Millionaire Next Door. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, it kind of like goes into that line. You know, like I don't necessarily have to be like super famous. I tell people at work all the time. It's like, man, I don't do it for the glory, bro. You know what I mean? I never did it for the glory. I do it. Yeah, I just like to do it. I've always liked to do this. Yeah, this is my element. So you know, I just kind of take it as that. So you know, I've been able to, you know, appreciate all the experiences I've had and recognize like that. You know, you're an engineer, Triv, or you can put these different things together. Like people just ask you to put shit together or whatever it is. So you do it. And then before you know it, you know, you get into different circumstances and places. And, you know, so, I was like, not to like toot my own horn or anything, but like I was looking at my resume the other day. I was like, man, like this shit is, like this is cool. You know what I mean?
No, for real, that's good.
All, you know, Thomas and Max and all this stuff, Raider Stadium, and there's a lot of different places. And once again, you know, not to, like, it's not even about that per se, but like I was
proud of yourself.
I didn't go to school for this, or like there was no like blueprint or map to like say, hey, this is like what you should do. But you know, you follow your instinct, and you you go through your emotions and find your peace. Yeah, so now, exactly. So now at this point in time, I feel like I'm relaxed. I literally feel like I'm in high school. Like I feel like I'm about to graduate high school. Like real talk. Like even like with the work that I'm doing, like I started working out to get that feeling back, and get the bones flowing and stuff, and just doing, with my job, I have the capacity to have some learning and some education and with modules and things of that nature. So, and then learning from all the different people that are there, and working, with a group that's larger than myself, right? Because it's like a lot of times too, like when you're relying on yourself, there's only so far that you can go, right? So that's why, like, I do believe in, like, if you have a good union, or a significant other that you have, and you guys like join your minds together, the sky is the limit, because you're like exactly. It's that mastermind, right? You create that mastermind, and you're able to put a vision together that's grander than like what either one of you could do on your own. You know what I mean? So, but it takes commitment, and it takes time. It takes knowing your emotions, and you have to go through mistakes, and all trial and error and all that stuff. So at the end of the day, it's just about science, right? Trial and error, and
keep swimming.
Exactly. Seeing what's happening.
Nah, bro, and honestly, bro, the two things. One, I say I love it, bro. I love the idea that you toot your own horn. I think that's something that a lot of us need to start doing more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Like, ain't nothing wrong with clapping yourself up and hyping yourself up and patting yourself on the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't have to apologize for tooting our own horn. Like, I should walk in the room like, man, I'm a fucking beast. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, period.
And like, I'm cocky and ego, and I feel good like that, and that puts me in that mood, But
I just want to take it to the morality aspect. It's just as long as it's not fucking over other people.
Yeah, as long as you ain't hurt nobody else. Yeah, toot your horn. As long as you ain't hurt nobody else, if you're hurting their ego and they feel some type of way, that's their emotional problem. But if I'm not sitting here saying I'm doing better than you, get your life together, then it's like, what's the problem?
For sure it is.
But I think the second thing you said though was just beautiful was like you said, how do you vision yourself? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? And you should start seeing yourself that way. And I feel like going back to the movie analogy, how do you want to see your movie play out? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to be the hero of your story? Or do you want to be the person in the coffee shop all day that's just serving coffee? If that's cool with you, then it's cool. But, right now it's time to start,
getting where you need to be, seeing where you need to get there.
So you can turn your movie into how you want your movie to end, you know what I'm saying? Make that choice to see how your movie was ending, you know what I'm saying? Rocky at some point put down the cheeseburger and started running. So, stuff like that. Make the good decisions that's going to be best for your ending. You know what I'm saying? To give you the ending you want to have, I feel.
No, absolutely. And not be so serious about it, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just lighten up, enjoy.
Yeah.
Have the feeling that you want to be, and hold that feeling versus all the other animosity and anxiety and all these other different terms that they come up with, just to let people feel down and depressed or moody or whatever it is. So, we want to make sure that, we keep our spirits up, keep our energy up.
Enjoy the experience.
Enjoy our time, take our time back, and, choose your destination, you know what I mean? And don't limit yourself to the vehicle that you take.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because we all think that, once again, like A through Z, right? Like you have to go, if you're going up all the steps, like you have to go up one step at a time. But really, the world is moving 2 steps at a time, or it's doubling its capacity. Every step is doubling the capacity of what can be achieved.
Yeah, no, and I read something like that today. Said that one seed that you plant, talking about plants, of course, real life, the seed that you plant returns 300 yield.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That one seed you plant is gonna give you hella apples, not just one other apple.
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
It's gonna keep doubling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. So that's nature. You know what I mean? That's how nature grows.
That's how nature grows.
It's
Yeah.
exponential growth. You know what I mean? Like you'll plant, like you said, you plant a seed of flower. Like, you know, I got some aloe vera and some different plants, and you start to see them sprout, and then, you know, you water it, maybe split it up a little bit to give it its own pot, and then before you know it, those things are spreading. So now it's like you got a whole garden. You know what I mean? It's crazy how, like, once again, the nature of it all, right? And the dimensions that we're in and what we're experiencing, we just have to just breathe, relax, be at peace with it, know that we exist. But we can't change that. We're here.
We exist, yeah, I'm here, yeah.
You know?
Why not live it?
Yeah, exactly. We're here. You know, the one is all, the all is one. You know, what you put out is what you get back. You know, the only constant is change.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. That's the law of creation right there. Those are the 4 laws of creation.
I love it. We're gonna wrap it up on that note right there, you know. And I guess, well, one little quote to add on top of that, like you said, don't worry about the vehicle you're gonna take it in, just know you're gonna get there. To think my perception is true is hilarious. You know, my perception is a joke, you know what I'm saying? To think that, I have to walk up these steps to get there is a joke, because there's another way around that I don't even know, can't even perceive, can't even think about. So,
as long as you're doing it.
As long as I'm doing, just keep swimming, man. You never know what type of path you might hit.
Yeah, because the only thing that we know is that we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the man who knows something knows he knows nothing at all.
Yeah.
So that was thousands of quotes for you guys. Y'all can take whichever one you want to run with, man. But yeah, bro, man, I just want to say I appreciate you being with us today, bro. I know you dropped a lot of knowledge, man.
It's all good. Nah, thanks for having me, man. Yeah, it was a blast. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I needed that, bro. I needed that recharge. It's been a while since I had a TzMac conversation, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, real deep. Yeah, you went way deeper than I thought you were gonna go. You just jumped right into it. But you like to shout out the promotion company and everything, or anything you want to shoot?
So man, you know, I got TzMac Productions. I got some beats on there for sure. Master of Ceremony Streams. If you want any streaming or live production for whatever event may be, you know, it could be a wedding, it could be a birthday party, you know, I can definitely take care of you. And still recording. I'm actually recording at Junction Sound.
Okay, shout out Junction.
Yeah, shout out to Junction Sound for sure. Yeah, Dawson's doing his thing, and all the guys out there. It's a wonderful team up there for sure. Cuddle Thought. You know, there's a lot of dope people up there. So shout out to them for sure for allowing me to record there, and definitely gonna collab with 13 soon. You know what I mean? Bring him there. I know, we guys have been there before, but we want to just get something else started, and once again take our time back and do something more productive with it versus just always trying to giving it away and finding ways to kill time, right? So it's like. That's really just what I've been thinking about lately, man. Is
trying to create time.
Yeah, that's it. Or creating it, taking it back, and doing what I like to do versus what other people want me to do.
Amen on that one, bro. I feel it, man. I feel it, please. Yeah, man. So appreciate that. You already know everything. All the links are gonna be in the bio. Links will be in the bio. Shout out to Junction. Mr. 13, anything you like to leave on?
Nope. That's all for me.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate everybody out there listening today. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope T's didn't blow your mind too much. If you didn't wear out that pause button, because, you got to listen to this one a few times, you know what I'm saying? But, any questions, comments, concerns, you already know, send out to jkspodcast702@gmail.com. Hit us up on IG, on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. RSIG. Hope you guys had a wonderful day, a splendid afternoon, a blissful evening, and remember, just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Yes, sir. Just keep swimming. Take your time back. Peace.